This video in its entirety is without prejudice. Greetings, everyone. Today I'd like to talk to you about WorkSafe New Brunswick and how they've unlawfully sent a medical report of mine, 59 pages inclusive, to my employer without my consent or permission. I'll be going over some case law as well as some legislation, and I feel that the case manager should be terminated from her employment immediately. I've spoken with the director, who is the case manager's boss, and the director has stood behind the case manager saying that it was necessary to send this 59-page document, including detailed medical information, to my employer in order to reintegrate me into the workforce, which is absolutely unnecessary and is a lie from the director. So, at this point, I'd like to go over a few things. This is the form. This is the cover page of what they sent. As you can see at the top, it is one of 59 pages. So, okay, 58 pages that actually include anything, because we won't count the cover page. But either way, I've taken my name and my claim number off, of course, but this is it. Canadian Health Solutions. They sent me there for an independent assessment. Well, if you notice the address of Canadian Health Solutions, and if you look up the address of the Workers Rehabilitation Center in either St. John or Grand Bay, they call it Grand Bay, but it's on the St. John side of the line, you'll notice that this building is the same building as the WorkSafe Rehabilitation Center. So therefore, this document, this medical report, by definition alone, is absolutely not independent. But that's neither here nor there. The point of it is it is medical information, and they sent it to my employer without my permission. Now, they're in violation of the Freedom of Information and Privacy Protection Act, or Protection of Privacy Act. Under Section 29, as you can see, it says, no government institution shall disclose personal information in its possession or under its control without consent given in the prescribed manner of the individual to whom the information relates, except in accordance with this section or Section 30. As you read down through the section, you will see nothing here that gives them any kind of right or duty to send a detailed medical information form or report to my employer without my permission. If you scroll down to Section 30, let me find Section 30 here. Right there, it's for deceased individuals. That's why. So that doesn't apply in this case, thankfully. And this is a case, as some of you may know from my previous video, I like to quote case law. This is the Brewers Distributor Ltd. versus the Brewer Winery and Distillery Workers Union, Local 300, 2011. And let's see if I can go back down to where I was now. Right here. It says confidentiality of medical records is a basic right to human dignity. There it is right there. It's my basic right, and it's been overlooked or stepped over by a government employee, a Crown representative. As you can see, it says the importance and fundamental nature of this right to privacy in the context of limiting disclosure of personal information to only what is reasonably necessary is thus well recognized in arbitral law. So, the employer is only entitled to what is reasonably necessary. A 59-page document is not reasonably necessary by any stretch of the imagination. I've spoken with the director. I haven't spoken with my case manager since she did this, because I'm a victim of a crime per se on their behalf, and I'm not going to contact them. I'm not going to give her any way to try and explain herself. She broke the rules in the law, and she needs to be held responsible. Upon speaking with with her boss, Pauline Roy, who is the director of the Bathurst office, she stood behind what my case manager did and told me, quote, that it was necessary to send the medical report to my employer in its entirety in order to reintegrate me into the workplace, unquote. So therefore, the director may have just as well have been the person who sent the report, because she sees that it was necessary, even though that it is a huge violation of my personal private rights. I've since filed a complaint with the privacy commissioner in the province, and they will investigate and apply whatever legal action is necessary. I've spoken with Kim Miller, who is the Vice President's secretary. I'm not allowed to speak with the Vice President, and I've been refused to speak with the Vice President of WorkSafe New Brunswick, as well as I've been refused to make an appointment to speak with them. So I'm willing to wait a week to speak with them if necessary, or even 2 weeks. Just give me a date and a time in which I can speak with them. And I've been refused to do so. So I filed a complaint with the Office of the Ombudsman, and they're going to investigate into that. Now, I've called for the immediate dismissal of my case manager, immediate termination of my case manager and the director. The director is the case manager's boss, so they should know what their employee is doing. And then when they're told of illegal activity that's happened by their employee, they shouldn't turn around and stand behind it. So I've called for both to be terminated immediately. And this is an email that I sent their chief compliance officer, as well as I forwarded it to the ombudsman and the privacy commissioner. And this just basically says that they violated. And again, I've taken my name and my claim number out. Now, you'll see that I say that those matters are in the hands of the police. I've filed a 9-page report with my local police department. Basically, have given them information and evidence of criminal negligence and criminal negligence causing bodily harm. So that's in the hands of the police, and I'm not the only victim in this. There will be more cases once this starts to get investigated, because they're doing it to everybody. And I can do another video about criminal negligence if my viewers would like. But as you can see, basically I just explained that I've spoken with Kim Miller, and that I've demanded that the case manager, Tracy Ross, and Pauline Roy, who is the director, have their employment with WorkSafe New Brunswick, a Crown corporation, terminated immediately. Breach of confidentiality is grounds for immediate dismissal. If you've ever worked at a call center, or you've ever worked at a medical office, or anything where confidentiality is an issue, if you breach confidentiality, you get fired. That's how it works. Down below, I've listed the case law in the email, as well as 2 links that are media stories where other government organizations have fired employees for breach of confidentiality. And I'll put all these links in the video down below, and you'll be able to check these all out. This is one. I'm not going to play the video, but this is one where basically in Newfoundland, 5 employees were fired, including 1 nurse. And all they did was look up files on patients. They didn't send anything to anybody. All they did was go into the computer and look up something that they weren't supposed to look up. They didn't hand the information to anybody, and they were fired. And then there's 4 fired and 3 suspended in BC. So that previous one, this is in Newfoundland, Newfoundland and Labrador. The previous one, this one is in Victoria, BC. So we're talking here, one side of the country to the other. And it looks to me like breach of confidentiality is grounds for immediate dismissal. I hereby authorize, request, and demand that WorkSafe New Brunswick terminate the employment of Tracy Ross and Pauline Roy immediately for violation of confidentiality. They are Crown representatives. They need to be held to the highest standard. And therefore, the only way to start this on a course of remedy is to terminate the employment of Tracy Ross and Pauline Roy. Again, I'll put everything in the video down below. You can read through the case law. This is what I've given the police, because I've given the information about the violation of privacy and a copy of the report to the police as well. And you'll find that my information is factual and true, and it's just a matter of time until this all hits. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'd like, if you could, please like the video. If you absolutely dislike it, click dislike. I want an honest response, an honest pool. As well as share this on your Facebook, share it with everybody you know, tell everybody you know about the videos for Take Your Rights for All. Because it's not about me, it's about all of us. In conclusion, we as Canadian citizens have the right to the fundamental protection of our privacy. If anyone goes to divulge private information on you, they require under law your permission in the way of a signature on a consent form. This was not acquired here, and I'm sure there's other cases with WorkSafe New Brunswick where it has also not been acquired. If you are a victim of something very similar to this, please contact me via this email or this YouTube channel, and I will do everything in my power to assist you in your fight against WorkSafe. It's not about me, it's about all of us. Take care and be well.